question, mate.
The question is,
I
was going to say, the question is, this is a callback to see if you guys have learnt, because we had a couple of your guys who were a bit unaware of the law, shall we say.
Yeah.
Obviously, message went round. Everybody knows the crack now.
But that's all I'm making sure is that you know, obviously, these drivers are coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Just be very wary.
So welcome back to the channel, guys. As it's coming up to my year anniversary, I thought it was time to follow in the steps of some other people with cameras and revisit some sites that had been interesting to see if they've learnt a lesson on us guys filming anything we can see from a public place or anything we can see from a publicly accessible area. So first thing I notice up this way is there's been a little bit of a change to parking. They've started to put some of these posts in the road. So yeah, this is UPS in Gloucester. Quite a reasonable interaction last time I was here. They all got a little bit upset. They still haven't learnt about parking on the road. I don't know why you'd put a cone there to, you know. Got another couple this side. This one's actually blocking the dip in the pavement where people are expected to cross. This one's parked here as well. It's one of the early birds going out. It's 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, and last time we were here we were told all sorts of stuff about where we can stand, where we can't stand, all this sort of stuff. So you can see that round here they don't seem to worry about the way they park or anything. So we got a motorcycle parked on the hashings. We've got a green car just parked willy-nilly. I mean, it isn't going to affect anybody down this way, that's for sure. But anyway, let's give you a scan of the building. So yeah, this is UPS up on Gloucester Business Park. We might be a little bit early, but we'll hang about and see what we can see. This time we might even take a walk onto the car park. In fact, as it's quiet, I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to take a little stroll through the car park, look at the offices. We'll go in little places where we went before. Let's have a look down here because this is where they load the vehicles. So as you can see, because it's early, they're just loading up as we speak. Obviously starting to take out all that bits and pieces that have been ordered on the internet and stuff. So not sure there's a huge amount to see, but we folks about their work. Obviously all the wagons here back onto the bays, and we'll have a different angle on those in a second, but we'll just have a wander down this way through the middle of the car park. As you can see, the barrier is open, and if they wanted to close it then they would have a few problems. So what they got, a piece of old U-bar to lock the barrier back. But yeah, they'd have to move, I would suggest, the white car and even possibly the silver car it makes you think, do they all park in a hurry? Because, well, you'd have such a big gap at the back. Anyway, we'll have a little wander up this way, see what we can see. Not too many lights on inside at the moment. Obviously parking is a premium for them. That said, of course, there's one on the end of this row. Now this says customer parking only, as you can clearly see. So 2 spaces for customer parking only, and yet the space in there is not in use and there's people parking in it. So don't know what we can see as we scan along the front of the building. As I said, for those that haven't seen the original one from here, firearms were called, which for me, being new to this at the time, was a little bit unnerving, shall we say, but they were okay. I'm not sure they actually informed the UPS staff of the legalities properly, and as I was learning the trade, so to speak, it was could have gone better in a lot of ways. Could have gone better in many ways. So we've got a couple of wagons with their engines running, as you see the guys at the back there. So we'll just have a wander back round to the gate. So it's quite a small, I don't know how many wagons are out of here. We might be able to ask somebody, they might be able to tell us, I don't know.
How's it going, mate?
Hello matey.
How you doing?
I'm very good, yourself?
Same from last year, was it? Was you here last year?
Was I here last year? Now was I? That is the question, isn't it?
Question, mate.
The
We
question
both know you're
is,
allowed to be here, mate.
I was going to say, the question is,
Yeah.
this is a callback to see if you guys have learnt, because we had a couple of your guys who were a bit unaware of the law, shall we say.
Yeah.
Obviously, message went round. Everybody knows the crack now.
But, that's all I'm making sure is that you know, obviously, these drivers are coming out.
Oh
here.
yeah.
Just
yeah.
be very wary of this.
Of course. I don't know if you watched the video from last year, but I always keep out of the way.
Yeah.
Several things I don't want to do. I don't want to go anywhere where it's obviously out of bounds to me. I don't want to get in anybody's way to stop them working.
Okay.
But the viewers do love to see this stuff, and I'm pleased to say that you've come out with a much better
all
attitude
I
than last
to check
year.
was that you were here from last year, so you're aware that this is where they're coming from. But as long as it is, mate, that's fine.
You can answer me a couple of questions though, seeing you're a very different chap to last year.
I'm all good, mate.
How many wagons you got going out of here?
I'll leave that down to the manager if you want.
Oh,
to talk
okay.
about that.
No worries. I just wanted, because I was just saying to the viewers that it's actually quite a small yard, so I didn't know if like the first guys in would be in their wagons and gone, and then there was like a second bank to come in.
No, I mean it's something we look at Christmas, but yeah, if the manager wants to go for any details with you, mate, I'll let you
Of
go.
course, yes. So what's your position, mate?
So I'm just team leader here.
Never just. Team leaders are really important.
So
I have got to point out a couple of things though, because I've learnt a lot more from doing this since last year. Because you were probably only about the 4th or 5th company I visited.
Okay.
It was something I wanted to do because I'd seen the way that the police.
Have you been doing it since last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Although I've had some time out for some health issues. So can we walk down that way and I can point a couple of things out to you? Is that okay? Because obviously, with me learning, what I would like to do is try and highlight any problems that you guys overlook.
Okay.
Not on a health and safety bit quite so much, but so you see the red, what is it, a Jag?
The one in front of us?
Yeah, and the white car. They're actually parked in spots that says customers only.
It is.
So is that something that happens all the time? Because obviously it is, you know,
but the customer door's not actually open yet.
No.
So the rule of thumb is they should be moved by the time the customer's door
Gotcha.
is
This
open.
is what I wondered.
Yeah, because we've got 2 shifts. See that you're digging information out of me. Even after I said I'm not giving it to you. We've got 2 shifts, so a lot of staff are about to leave.
Right,
they free up
gotcha.
spaces, and then the guys that park in the middle.
Yeah, that makes
fill in
total
those
sense.
spaces.
I did wonder about the feather in the silver car.
That would be to stop them getting blocked in.
Gotcha.
So that will be someone that leaves during the middle of the day, so they'll pull it forward, so
Right.
they'll lock them in.
Okay. And you've got the motorbike on the hashings?
Yep. So the hash is literally to save space for when the feeder's vehicle's got to come in.
Gotcha. So again, he would move it if necessary.
That's it. And at this time of morning, all our feeder vehicles are in. 'Cause
Yeah,
they come in
brilliant.
throughout the night.
So really then, I recognise that face from last year. So really then, that's it. It's just, as I said, I've learnt, you guys have learnt, so happy
I don't know where
days.
that's going.
Not for me, thank
Coffee
you.
with?
That's very kind of it. I'm on a no sugar diet at the moment. Thank you anyway.
No worries.
Do you know what?
see
I'm so glad to see the attitudes change, because this is why we do it. And I may not have explained that properly last year.
Yeah.
You know, because you guys didn't know. I don't think I saw you last year.
No, I left everyone else to scream and shout at you last year.
Oh right, okay. But you know,
Scream and shout.
I didn't say you did, I said everyone else.
it was a bit, shall we say, intimidating from my point of view, because like I said, I'd only just started picking up the camera to try and do this sort of stuff.
I see you've got better kit.
Yeah, better kit, and
Is that a balancing gimbal?
it's got a built-in gimbal. It's called an Osmo Pocket 2.
Yeah.
I need to go and finish my work.
Hi, Aaron.
Anyway, listen, what was your name?
Aaron. I
Aaron.
just wanted to check that you were the same from last year and you knew
Aaron,
where you could or
thank you
couldn't
very
be, so
much for
that's
coming out and making it a completely different experience,
No worries.
which my viewers tend to like. And I've got to say, I feel a lot safer myself as well.
fine.
Yeah, things last year, so as part of aviation security training, we're supposed to challenge anybody.
Of course.
And this is
Of
like-
course. And it's like I was saying to the guys, I welcome the challenge, because obviously you've got to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, if I was up casing the joint to come back with a gang full of bloody wrong uns, so I understood that. But you're Scottish gent who was, shall we say, a little bit OTT, wasn't
Yes.
he?
Yeah.
And then of course there was so many of you coming out, and there was one trying to be nice, and a couple of other, and I can't quite remember how you were. You were a little bit forceful, but quite polite.
But I saw the Scottish guy come out and just wanted to make sure.
That he was going to be okay, or that I was going to be okay.
Yeah, both,
because you
yeah.
know him. Hey, yeah, listen.
comments.
So all it was is it's nearly been a year.
Yeah.
Come back just to check to see if your attitudes had changed, if you'd learnt anything, and to let you know that I'd learnt stuff as well. So
I'd bring you a coffee and just make sure that you didn't stand by that gate because all the vans coming out here.
yeah, no, obviously, if you remember from last year, I didn't stand in the way of anyone. Didn't want to stop anybody. Do you know what? Because you've been so polite. If you haven't put any X-lax in it, have you?
No. Do you want it?
Go on then.
I'm going to give it to him now.
As you're being a gentleman, I will accept it with gratitude. Morning, young man. Did I see you last year?
That's the fire
did.
marshal.
Ah, right. Okay. And were you very pleasant to me or quite angry? I can't remember.
I was the pleasant one.
You were the pleasant one, yeah. Do you know what? This makes a huge difference, doesn't it? When you guys understand, and
Well, we had
you
this
know,
company briefing put out
yeah,
about what you guys are doing.
yeah.
And it's like, okay, so now we know we don't have to challenge people and get
No, challenge is good.
Yeah.
Always continue to challenge, but just remember that challenge in a
if you like that.
respectful way, as you did.
So how much was that?
The camera was probably about. It's
So
pretty
that's
good,
the
isn't it?
camera and everything built in.
Yeah, built-in battery
micro
and
SD
memory card. Yeah, 128
So-
gig.
Can you?
So yeah, I mean, if
You can
what
pan
was
and
your
tilt.
name again? I've forgotten.
Lewis.
Lewis. If you do that, look, you can go in on Lewis and have a look at his lovely features.
That is
And
quality,
if you move, if you jump up
Yeah.
and down stairs, it you know.
Like
and
the drones.
yeah, and you can actually attach your phone onto the side if you want a bigger screen. But thank you for this, very
No
much
worries.
appreciated. First one of the day, so not coffee, but customer.
Last
So-
time it was bloody freezing.
But wasn't it a beautiful day?
It was.
Do you remember the sunrise? It was absolutely gorgeous. I got up this morning, I thought, well, rain later, but hopefully we'll have a good interaction up here. You guys will have learned. My viewers will be pleased to see that. And so do you watch the channel?
I've seen a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite funny.
See, I always try and be respectful, unless somebody's an a-hole. And then I've got to stand my ground, haven't I? Because what I'm doing, as you know, is totally legal. So anyway, listen, what I'll do, guys, because you've been so very much professional this time, is Jock not about?
Well, now this time.
Oh, I'm just going back round there, because you saw their one, did you?
Yes.
I'm just going back round there now. So so is the Scottish fella not around?
He's left there.
Oh, is he?
He moved to London way.
Oh, what depot? I'll go and visit. No, listen, guys.
Say that on camera.
I appreciate you being respectful. No hard feelings from last
Yeah, no
time.
worries.
Obviously, I had a bit of a shock when firearms turned up. That was a bit of a freaking hell, you know what I mean? But hey, we can all leave us.
There's GCHQ stuff on site, I think.
I'm having a wander later. I will be back up later in the week because I've got obviously a list to do because of the way you haven't put any X-lax in this, have you?
Honestly, I was about to give it to him.
Anyway, listen,
You
guys.
said you'd have it.
I know it's going to be a busy time for you leading up to Christmas, but have a good one, have a peaceful one, and stay safe. Yeah. Cheers, guys. So, isn't it amazing how a year on, the attitudes have changed. Whoops, and he spilt me coffee. Morning. I mean, obviously, I know I need to keep out of the way of the vehicles and everything, but yeah. So not as busy as I thought this morning, but maybe we'll let them know about the parking on the pavements. So obviously, but yeah. So UPS Gloucester, and I even got myself a coffee this morning. Look, and the angry jock apparently has moved on to pastures green. I wonder if that was anything to do with his attitude. Anyway, listen, that's a nice short one to start the day. I'll probably tag the post, not the post office. I must stop calling it the post office. I might tag on the Royal Mail to the end, depending how it goes. If not, I might just put up a short. So listen, guys, Expose and Educate with his coffee at UPS in Gloucester, with a very, 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 very different attitude, smiles and all sorts of stuff going on. So we'll just film a couple of the wagons going out. I don't think the drivers necessarily understand, but anyway, if this is a lonesome on its own, then give us a thumbs up and we'll move on to the next one. If it's a connection, then I'll drop that onto the next setting. Cheers, guys, take care.